Welcome to The Merge, the wrestling guide for Jiu-Jitsu, powered by Fuji Sports. Giancarlo Bodoni finds himself defending this deep, high single leg. He hits something I like to call a heel slip. Now, a lot of students think that you just kind of yank your leg out of this position with no rhyme or reason, but the truth is there's definitely a specific angle and technique behind getting your foot out of this. So this heel slip is going to be used when our opponent has us in a single leg and our leg's going into the cross-side armpit, not the same side armpit, okay? Looking at this technique really quick, or just the placement of my ankle on his foot, he has a tight bite here on my ankle, right? And I can't just pull this foot out, okay? Right where my leg meets my foot, it's a lot longer here up by the toes. So really slipping these toes out of anywhere first is gonna be almost impossible. Pulling this out is not gonna get us anywhere. Even if we point our toes from here, the heel still runs into the forearm from here, okay? What we have to do is we create this specific angle to slip the shorter part of our foot out, which is the heel, from this window. So if we look at this circle right here that our opponent has, this is all tied up here, right? From about 10, 11 o'clock all the way to like the 6 o'clock time frame. This is all just a solid piece. This opening here is where the arm disconnects from the body. And that's where the small window is, right here. So if you see, as I turn, you'll see my heel starts to kind of pop out there, out of that little window. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to point my toes, which will actually lift my heel. And as I turn, my heel gets exposed. From that point, I'm going to basically do like a reverse side kick in to pull it out. I'm not going to go just straight down. If I just go just straight down, it's running right into his forearm. So I'm just going to pull it out this way, and that's how you slip the heel. So to point out the grips here, when Giancarlo was fighting off this high single leg, his opponent kind of had like this RNC grip here on the leg. And this is very common, especially in jiu-jitsu when you kind of start incorporating that sweat factor, okay? So end of the day, pulling the leg out of here is definitely not happening with this tight grip he has now. And look, if I start to turn and try and pop this heel out, it's too tight at this point. Having both arms secured in this leg now is really preventing this heel from slipping out. So what Giancarlo did is he just fought his hand off, that's it. He was just grabbing the grip from here. Once he peeled the grip, it then turned into one hand again on this. Point the toes, turn your leg, heel pops out, pull the leg out. Last thing I want to talk about is the slip factor, right? Slip factor is definitely real. In wrestling, we have wrestling shoes, and if your opponent tries to pull out or even just try and wiggle their leg out, the grip kind of falls down to the wrestling shoe, right? Which really helps the guy out that's trying to perform the takedown. Jiu-jitsu, no shoes, right? So a lot of times the foot will be slipping out. So end of the day, if you're that sweaty, I've seen guys just kind of aimlessly jump out of single legs like this, but you always want to prepare for the worst situation, right? Match just starts, you're a minute in, you're not sweating, it's very dry. You may not be able to slip out that easy, so you want to try and be as efficient as possible and slip that heel out of that little window area. Thanks for tuning into The Merge. For more episodes, check out themergeonline.com. Follow us on social media, and I'll see you guys next week.